The Sun is approximately 4.5 billion years old, and is expected to survive another 5 billion years. And after that, what would happen? Well, probably an explosion, right? But what happened if the Sun exploded tomorrow? What would happen to humanity? Hello everyone, and welcome to the Incredible Theory YouTube channel. Here you will find some of the world's most compelling, intriguing scientific stories, strange discoveries, imagination, adventure, lost knowledge, myths and legends, and unusual ancient artifacts. Much knowledge has either been lost or hidden from us for many years. It's now time for humanity to re-educate itself in regards to the profound world we live in. In today's video, we're going to look at what would happen to life on Earth if the Sun exploded tomorrow. Be sure to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of our latest videos. We are all used to star explosions as we enjoy the shooting stars sparkling the sky. Well, shooting stars are only bits of dust that are quickly burning up harmlessly in the sky during the night. And whenever a star explodes, the process is called a supernova, and it's usually bright and very powerful. The dust released into space whenever a supernova occurs is what creates more stars and planets. And of course, scientists argue that the entire universe is made up of materials from these explosions, including all life on Earth, humans included. The Sun is a star and the center of our solar system, and it's likely to explode at one point in time. What if the Sun explodes tomorrow? Shall we gather round to witness as we do whenever a star fizzles out from the Milky Way? You probably are asking, will it happen the same way as the shooting stars? Well, unlike the explosion of other stars, an explosion of the Sun would be very enormous, and as a matter of fact, we would not live to tell the tale. The explosion would be very massive, enough to take the life off the entire half of the solar system. So you ask, is it possible for the Sun to fizzle out tomorrow? Lucky enough, we may not live long enough to experience such a thing since the Sun has no capacity of getting to such extremes. According to scientists, it is only stars that are 10 times bigger than the size of our main star, or much bigger, which are likely to explode in this manner. But wait, that doesn't mean the Sun can't explode, right? It will of course explode at the end of its lifetime. However, unlike other supernova explosions, which are quick and massive like a bursting balloon, the Sun's explosion would be kind of a gradual taking place over an extended period of time, which may run into millions of years. So, when are we expecting to experience the Sun's explosion? Well, according to the data provided by astronauts, the Sun is actually halfway in its lifetime, which is estimated to be between 9 to 10 billion years. Thereafter, we expect the Sun to die or simply explode at the end of its lifetime in the gradual way as we mentioned. Now let's look at how the Sun will eventually die off. Inasmuch as we may not be able to live to see how the Sun will blow up, there are those curious minds which just want to know how the situation will look like, and probably that's you. Well, we've got you covered. Be sure to watch till the end as we take you through the entire process of the Sun's explosion. As we know, the Sun is about 150 million kilometers away from planet Earth, and it usually takes about 8 minutes for the light from the Sun to hit the Earth's surface. Therefore, there are high chances we may not even see anything if the Sun happens to explode in our presence because we'll be consumed immediately. According to scientific discovery, when the Sun reaches the end of its lifetime, it will become bigger and slightly colder, changing into what astronomers call a red giant. That normally happens after the Sun burns all its hydrogen in its core. That causes the radiation pressure to drop, even as gravitational forces win over forcing the core to contract. As this happens, it causes the core to heat up and eventually will begin to fuse out the next lightest element, helium, to form carbon. This will result in the swelling of the Sun into a red giant. The Sun will swell so big that it will swallow Mercury, Venus, and even Earth. However, even as the Sun transforms into a red giant, becoming bigger and puffy, blowing off its outer layers out of the solar system, its core continues to become smaller and smaller, forming a white dwarf. Ideally, a white dwarf is the core of a dead star, which is usually very heavy, with weight as much as that of the Sun itself, with only the size of Earth. To bring it into perspective, you have a teaspoon of white dwarf, weighing as much as 6 stones. Now that is massive weight. Now, considering that Mercury, Venus, and Earth will already have been consumed, the rest of the solar system will still remain in existence, probably rotating around the white dwarf. However, the white dwarf may not be able to serve the remainder of the solar system with enough heat and light like how the ideal Sun does. This is because the white dwarf is very small and doesn't emit as much light. Similarly, it doesn't have the fuel to provide it with the energy, and as such the white dwarf as well will get colder and colder and eventually get very dark. So you ask, how will life look after the Sun? Well, as far as we all know, life is sustained by the light from the Sun, which always keeps planets warm. If at any one point that warmth and light are withdrawn, there is no doubt the remainder of the solar system will get much colder to a level that it cannot sustain life. It is estimated that within just a week of the explosion, the surface temperature of Earth may drop to as low as -18 degrees centigrade, and within just 1 year after the explosion, the temperatures may have dropped to hit a low as -73 degrees centigrade. That will mean that the oceans would already have frozen, and extending 1,000 years after the explosion, we get to realize that the Earth's atmosphere would already have frozen and collapsed, leaving the rest of the Earth's remnants to cosmic radiation and meteor impacts. So, will humans have any way to survive beyond the existence of the sun? And will humans even manage to escape the sun's explosion? Now, considering the whole process of the explosion of the sun will be gradual, there's no doubt that humans would have prepared for that seemingly apocalyptical moment. Not by waiting for death to find them, but by seeking an escape mechanism for safety. It's expected by then that humans might have built spaceships that will ship humans from Earth to a safer planet that supports life such as Mars or Pluto. And hence, most likely, by the time the sun blows up, the Earth will have been left void and humans would have gotten a new home. However, little is known as to how the new life beyond the sun will look like. Perhaps we shall have huge organisms that are resistant to extreme temperatures, or even microorganisms that thrive well in cold temperatures. And just if humans manage to survive beyond the sun, then who knows, probably there shall be a new star that will shine the entire remainder of the solar system just to sustain life. But as of now, all we know is that efforts are already ongoing to create an alternative home for humanity on the Red Planet. SpaceX, a space travel company owned by billionaire Elon Musk, is working to facilitate the movement of human beings to outer space through reusable rockets, a move that will facilitate the attainment of Elon's dream of colonizing the Red Planet, or as they call it, Mars, and that will be a major milestone in the efforts to provide an alternative home for humans. Just in case of any major catastrophe that happens to hit the entire Earth, then Mars may just be the next escape place. Well, we wait to see how that develops. So, now you know what would happen if the sun exploded tomorrow, and as we've seen, the sun is a very significant part of the solar system in sustaining life on Earth and other planets. Should the sun explode at one point in time, then almost half of the entire solar system would probably be wiped away, and there shall be no life remaining at all. But lucky enough, that explosion may not occur anytime soon, since there are still home to 5 billion years for that to happen. And owing to the fact that the sun's explosion will happen gradually, then there shall be enough opportunity for man to take remedial measures to save lives. So, suppose you live to experience the explosion of the sun. What do you think you will do to salvage your life? Let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed watching this video, kindly give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications to never miss out on any of our latest episodes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode from the Incredible Theory channel.